All right, Rick.
Uh, same old, same old. On the first day go.
Yeah, you've been through a few of these.
Yeah.
You know, you've been through a few. So, you know, I could stand here and try to come up with some creative things to talk about and giving you some good conversation. But, you know, a good first day. It should be a good first day. And as I told these players, you know, it's personal. You know, it's personal. It's not like we won 10 games last year, or we went to a bowl game, or we had a winning season. It's personal, everything we do, and there's such an urgency, and I think you can really sense that. You know, and that's the number one thing I take away from today. I mean, there is an urgency. It's important to all of us to try to get this right, and you know, so. You know, we're unscored on and undefeated so far, so life's good, you know.
What stood out to you in particular? What did you see that you liked?
You know, I think we have to, you know, I talk so much about our culture, you know, and some people ask what is culture, but, you know, culture is just how you do things and the way you behave. And I think we have to, you know, kind of shift our culture a little bit now to really just from point A to point B, playing our rear end off. And that sounds so simple to people, and some people would say, Coach, well, haven't you been doing that all along? Well, it's time for us now to take the next step and start to play this game the way it's supposed to be played. And such a big part of it is getting guys to just play hard and let it rip. And that's something that I've always taken great pride in as a coach, and it's something we've not accomplished yet. We have not done that yet, where we just consistently go out there and everybody watching us play would walk away and say, you know what, that team really, really plays hard. And that's something that I take very personal, and that's our thing right now. So it's all about getting guys from point A to point B, you know, playing the way you're supposed to play, and that's a huge challenge right there. Trust me.
Coach, with that said, how does this first day of spring matches up with the one since you've been here? Since you know you got the players here that you got more players.
Yeah, I think it's obviously, I mean, night and day, and it should be. You know, that doesn't mean that we've done anything out of the ordinary. It should be that way. You know, just all the time we've spent with these kids, how much familiarity they have with us and the systems. It's, you know, it's kind of fun to see new coaches out here too. You know, there's kind of a new energy. Anytime there's new coaches, I mean, I had to keep Barry Sachs back probably 10 times, keep him back, getting him out of the way of the offense. I know DeBest was frustrated because there were 12 guys out there on defense. But, you know, it's kind of neat, you know, just having a little bit of a change, I think. And, you know, I think the players appreciate it. You know, so it's just fun to be back out here, you know, to be able to have a chance to try to keep growing as a team.
You said, go ahead.
Cole Gauchi had a lot of concussions last
Yeah.
year. So what did you notice about him? Or is there anything in particular you're doing to kind of get him more prepared?
No, I think, you know, there's not much you can do with that other than just go on the advice of the doctors and the professionals. And certainly, you know, he's been checked out from A to Z. He's cleared 100% right now. So really, it's nothing any different than it was last spring at this time or the spring before, other than the fact that we know Cole can do certain things in the run game that we don't have to see him do over and over. So he doesn't get quite as much work on the triple option piece of it, quite honestly. But no, I mean, everything's full speed ahead with Cole. And, you know, I wish there was something, you know, we could do to take, you know, probably what's in the back of everyone's mind. And I'm sure at some point in the back of his mind, you know, that's human nature. But there's not much more we can do, and there's not much more he can do. And, you know, again, I'll say this, he's one of the most unique guys I've been around. And you know, it's hard to imagine he's going to be a junior already. You know, he's taking a lot of snaps for us.
How do you think that time in Florida is going to help him?
He got a little suntan. He really does. He actually has a little color because he's usually one of the palest guys I've been around. But he, you know, it's just another example of what Cole Gauchi is. I mean, a lot of guys go to Florida and may think about sitting on the beach. He went down there and probably threw 300 or 400 balls a day, trying to just get better, and that's why you love him. And you know, again, he's in competition. You know, there's Clayton Mitchum, who played a lot of football last year, who's extremely talented, and we've got two young guys that are just, you know, they're dying to get out there and show what they can do. So, as there should be, you know, there should be competition.
You said, before, I guess in February, that Coach Sachs and Coach McMillan are guys you had tried to hire before.
Yeah.
With Coach McMillan specifically, how do you go back with him? What was the
you know, when I first got the job here, he was on Mike Sherman's staff at Texas A&M, and Mike Sherman and I go back Pittsburgh, Texas A&M, Tulane. The coach of the Dolphins, who was the coach at the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins, who was at A&M, and they got Mike got let go. And Chuck at that time had a chance to go to Fresno State and didn't. I tried to hire Chuck at that time from Texas A&M, more on just the style of defense and the background he had in the system and in the scheme, and what I got out of Mike Sherman. And then the same thing, Barry Sachs was at Nevada at the time, and I tried to hire Barry as well. And it's kind of ironic, 2 years later, we were able to put the whole thing together. Okay?
Thanks a lot,
guys.
man.
Thank you, guys.